I'm Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Shoot N Plink. I'm back with one of my favorite subjects, Henry rifle. In fact, this is a carbine. It's called a small game. I call it my target shooting. I have never used one of these before, with a Skinner. I've never used a Skinner sight before, and I'm going to be doing that today. And I see, I've almost, a good thing I caught that. That's the insert starting to screw out of there. Anyway, this is what we're going to be shooting. This is the Henry H001TLP. That's the model number of it. It's about 34 inches long. It'll fire a magazine full of LR at, this is 22 LR by the way, of 12. I believe that's what it is, but I'll probably be loading it with like 10 or 11 because I've got one of those speedy loaders that I think is available on the Henry website, in fact, on their Pride, the Henry Pride, and I got one of those, and I got the one that I think carries about 11 rounds in each chamber. It's got several chambers, but I did a video on that a long time ago, so we're not going to go into that. But what I am going to do is we're going to fire this at 3 different distances. I'm going to shoot first at 15 yards. Normally with the pistols and that, 10's about the max, and I might go back to 15, but we're going to start this out at 15. Like I said, I've never shot one of these with a Skinner sight before, so it's going to be interesting to see how I do. And I'm going to shoot at a regular rifle target, and then I'm moving back to 25 yards and we're going to do it again. Then I'm going to hopefully shoot at 50 yards, and I'm going to use a pistol target so that I can, I don't have a scope on this, so I want to be able to see a bullseye down here, and because I want to see what the accuracy is on this thing. And so it's got like a 4-inch bullseye, and then it's got the smaller 2-inch in the middle, and that's what I'm going to be looking at. And like I said, that's at 50 yards. So let's start shooting, and we're going to be back. Picked up my targets. You seen them as it was going on, so I didn't get to see them until after I picked up the targets. And I'm kind of impressed. I kind of like that little gun. It does pretty doggone good job. And we're going to take a look at the targets over here. I've got them all setting over here. But I'm going to lay this down first, and as you can tell, I've got a lot of snow. I'm not laying this down in the snow. Hopefully it stays. Now, we got the targets here. We're going to talk about them. First, we'll go with the 15-yard, which I shot at first, and for my first shots with that thing, that's not too bad. There it is, right there. I mean, look at that, right smack dab in the middle. I mean, yeah, I got some up here, and I don't know, those may have been the first ones I fired at it. Because like I said, I've never used one of these before, but pretty impressed with it now. And then we'll go with the next. This is 25 yards. Well, hit one dead center, as you can see, and the others are a little bit scattered out. So now we go 50 yards. We'll lay these down somewhere. There. 50 yards. I'd say that's not too bad for 50 yards, because I mean that's just a Skinner sight. That's no scope, nothing else, and I got a few of them right in the 2-inch bullseye, and all but one, it looks like, yeah, just one outside of the 4-inch bullseye. And like I said, that was at 50 yards. So hey, I'm not too unhappy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe some of you aren't, but I am. I'm going to pick these up before we don't want to litter around here, do we? Sure don't. Whenever you're using anybody else's property, pick up everything. All your brass casings, the whole works. This gentleman's nice enough to let Shoot N Plink use this, and I'm quite happy with he's a really, really nice old guy, and he's done a great job of keeping all this up, and I'm happy to have the place to shoot. There's no doubt about it. But anyway, like I said, I think that rifle did a pretty doggone good job. And pick it up again. Done with the targets. Moving in and out of here like a yo-yo, aren't I? Well, like I said, this is pretty smooth. I had a jam. Now, when I was doing that 50 yards, for some reason, I had a round jam in here. And I still really don't know why. I don't know if it was the gun or if it was the ammo. I had, first I was shooting most everything, by the way, that I shot here today was Remington Thunderbolt. Towards the end, the last few shots I was firing at 50 yards was the Western Super X. So I don't know what happened there. It jammed with the Remington. So whether it was a gun or what, I don't know. I was having to do a little messing around there, but then I fired the rest of the rounds, and I actually loaded it back up. That's why there were a few more rounds fired at 50 yards. But as far as, I can't ever say anything against Henry rifles anyway. I love these things. They're really nice, and everybody keeps complimenting me on that stock. Maybe I better show it to you up close. Everybody says it's so beautiful. I don't know, I guess I got enough Henrys that the Tiger is the one I like, the one that I called Tiger. And that was probably one of the first videos I ever did with a Henry, and that was the regular standard Frontier, not the long barrel. I got one of those too, but Tiger's actually got tiger stripes all the way down the line. But yeah, that's a pretty stock, there's no doubt about it. And there's even some of the little knot holes sticking out of there. And I used linseed oil, by the way. That's what you can do. Put a real thin coating of linseed oil on them and rub it in really good, and then take an extra cloth and wipe off anything that's excess. You don't want any excess left on it at all, and then it'll come out looking a lot like that. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.